Welcome back to Raw Sports Talk. I'm Chris, your favorite stat reader, and we have the Eagles hosting the Broncos. And the Eagles are 3.5 point home favorites. The over-under is at 43.5 points. The Broncos are plus 164 on the money line, and the Eagles are minus 198. Now, these are the pre-kickoff lines. They will change the closer we get to kickoff on Sunday. The spread opened up Eagles 4.5, and now I'm seeing them at 3.5. So the fact that it fell either means people are hammering the shit out of the Broncos because the Eagles have been playing a lot of close games, or the casinos just adjusted. Now, these aren't teams that traditionally play each other all that often. So the Eagles are 3-1 in their last 4 meetings against the Broncos. The home team is 3-1. The favorite is 2-2 against the spread. The favorite is 3-1 on the money line. The over is 3-1, and at 43.5 points, the over is also 3-1. They play each other every 4 years, roughly. The last time they played was on November 14th of 2021. The Eagles won in Denver 30-13. The game went under, and the Eagles were the underdog in that game. As far as the weather is concerned, it's supposed to be 75 degrees with 5-mile-an-hour winds from the southwest and no rain, so a pretty nice day in Philly, all things considered. The Broncos have, for lack of a better word, not really looked the same way that they looked last year. Bo Nix is hitting that sophomore slump kind of hard. There was a total of 32 points, 57 points, 43 points, and then 31 points. They beat Cam Ward and the Titans 20-12, didn't cover that game. Lost to the Colts 29-28, didn't cover that game. They pushed against the Chargers, losing 23-20, and I do imagine had Joe Burrow played in that game last night, they wouldn't have won, but you play who's on the field. They won that game 28-3 against the Bengals. They did cover. I don't imagine many wins for Cincinnati without Burrow in the lineup. And 3 of their 4 games that they've played this season have gone under. For the Eagles, they just keep winning. It hasn't looked pretty. At some point, it doesn't even really look effective, going 0 for 8 passing in the second half. Your run game looking non-existent, but you're still winning. So, at the end of the day, sometimes stats really don't matter all that much. Winning is what matters. Beating the Cowboys 24-20, didn't cover. Beating the Chiefs 20-17, they did cover. Beating the Rams 33-26, they covered because of that blocked PAT, blocked field goal, which got ran back for a touchdown. And then beating the Buccaneers 31-25. I did think that if there was going to be a hiccup game, it was going to be that one in Tampa in the rain. It didn't happen, even though the Eagles looked like absolute dog shit, for lack of a better word, in the second half. And anyone who's an Eagles fan will tell you the same thing. But I'm not going to take anything away from them. They still won. As far as the stats are concerned, the Broncos are averaging 215.3 yards per game through the air, which is 18th in the league, 143.3 yards per game on the ground, which is 5th in the league, 24 points per game, which is 16th in the league. The Eagles are worst in the league in passing yards per game, 152.3. They're middle of the road, 16th, 113.5 in rushing, but they are 7th in the league in points per game with 27. As I said, it hasn't been pretty, but it's been effective. For defense, the Broncos are giving up 213 yards per game through the air, which is 13th, 99.3 on the ground, which is 11th, and 16.8 points per game allowed, which is 2nd. I believe it's the Browns who have allowed the Browns or the Texans. They're not allowing a lot of points. The Eagles, 215 yards per game through the air, 14th. They're allowing a lot more rush yards, 126, which is 21st, and then 22 points per game, which is 15th. I'm going to take the Eagles on the money line. I will take the Broncos getting the points in this one. The Eagles have been playing a lot of one-possession games, and if it comes down to it, I do think the Eagles could do just enough to get the ball at the end of the game, march down the field with Hurts and with Barkley and with A.J. Brown, which really hasn't been a factor, but with Hurts and with Barkley, get down the field, kick a field goal and win the game, and then you'd lose the game by a half. And I'm going to lean over. I could see this being a 24-21 game. These are just my picks. If you disagree, please go with your gut. and please bet responsibly.